Welcome to the road to Infinity War. I'm your host, Magnus Batman, and I'm doing something very different. I'm going to be ranking all 17 films. It's my least favorite all the way to my most favorite, and this will be split down into 3 parts. We're just 1 month away from the Infinity War. You know, I just had to talk about what my rankings are, and I'm going to give you a reason why I put that in that position. I'm going to give a concise review to back up of why I put that in that certain position. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. So we have 17 films to review. Let's go with number 17. Number 17 is my least favorite movie in the MCU, a movie that I only seen once and I still haven't bought it on Blu-ray. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was my least favorite. Me personally, I just really couldn't get inside all the forced jokes that Drax was giving Mantis. This whole entire movie itself is just a popcorn flick that I was just watching, and I didn't really laugh as much, and I just chuckled a couple times. And it just didn't do anything for me. It has some good character moments, but just outside of the character moments, this movie was just basic in my eyes. It wasn't spectacular as the other MCU films, and that's the reason why it's my least favorite. Now here is number 16. I want my butt. I want my butt. Give me back my butt. And that is Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 is my second least favorite in the MCU. I think that Mickey Rourke as Ivan Vanko was a complete miscast. I didn't feel like there was like a personal vendetta that he had with Tony Stark. I just felt like it wasn't genuine. I felt like it was a little bit forced, and I just couldn't really buy it. And I would have felt differently if they had casted another actor who's on the same level, like mentally and physically, up to Tony Stark. You know, someone who is leaner or cleaner, clean cut, not bulky muscle, and who says 2 words every single sentence. I just couldn't buy it at all. And you're having Tony Stark doing all these antics, he's dying and things, and I could buy that he's dying, but I just can't get into him throwing parties and having all these weird sessions, playing with the DJ record in his Iron Man suit. The final battle team up with James Rose was pretty cool. I feel like this movie was a complete step back from the first film. This movie was just popcorn flick, and it was just really passable. So I have to go with number 15. Number 15, I will have to say, goes to Thor: The Dark World. This movie had a few things wrong with it. My main issue is the lack of villainy. Yeah. The main villain is Malekith in Curse. And Malekith barely said 1 word. And he was just walking around, just walking around and just doing stuff. What was his motive? What was his conviction? What was he there? He was just a disposable villain who didn't say anything. Curse had a badass scene fighting Thor, and that was pretty much it. He didn't really have a motive or anything. He was just there. Those villains was just there. And there's a lot of things that happened. There wasn't really a lot of tension or really a lot of like epic moments that you would think would be in a sort of Thor movie called The Dark World. It just didn't have any tension, any gripping epic moments like in the first film. But it just didn't really stack up. The anus. Thor Ragnarok is my number 14. One thing I really enjoyed about this movie was directed very well. It has some really great visuals. There is one visual I said in my review that really made my eyes water. It had a cool action sequence when Thor finally unlocking his full potential and having him learn to become a hero without the hammer. Still, Marvel's still relying a lot on the jokes and just want to pound it in your face. Jokes in here is heavily forced. This is like the forced. It's like they forced more jokes in this movie than any other movie in MCU, and that's one thing I didn't really like about it, and that's really got me out of it. I'm gonna ask you a question. Have you ever heard of Beyonce? In this movie right here, I actually enjoyed this movie I would say at the least. I've seen this movie 2 times, and I did buy this on Blu-ray. Last time I watched this movie was 2 years ago when I bought it. I kid you not. I was enjoying it. Later, the more I watched it, I felt like it got a little bit worse. I think Benedict Cumberbatch did a really good job playing Doctor Strange. I didn't really like the direction they took with the character, because Doctor Strange is pretty much a dark character, and they turned him into Tony Stark 2.0. It has some really good visuals, and it had some mind-boggling eye sex. It's like this movie would stick its giant dick inside both of your eye sockets. And that was pretty cool to do that. Wait, did I just condone rape? You just can't take your eyes off of it. And also, it looked really good watching the movie in 3D. I just want to say the best thing about this movie was its visuals. Like, it's just like in visual prowess at its finest. Number 12 has to be Iron Man 3. As you know, those of you who have seen Iron Man 3, I'm going to ask you, how did y'all feel about the main villain? What about Mandarin? What do you think about him? Yeah, I mean, that was the main reason why this movie got to number 12. And this movie was very funny, and the movie has some good jokes that wasn't really forced, and it flowed really well. I mean, it has some really good, cool scenes. Outside of all of that, my main issue with this whole entire movie is Sean Connery, or Sean Daughtery, whatever his name is. Trevor Slattery, I think. Trevor Slattery, aka the Mandarin. I mean, I had so much anticipation going to this film, because when I first saw the trailer, I was like, okay, I'm really excited. You know, we're gonna see Mandarin. When I watched the movie, I was like, what the fuck is this? Then Killian, who was a really good villain in the comic book Extremis, and then they just kind of messed his character up and made him the main Mandarin. And he blow fire out of his mouth. I mean, alright guys, that's my rank of the first 6 films of the MCU. I'll have my other 6 films ranked 11 through 6 in the video next. This is coming out 2 weeks from now, and I cannot wait for Infinity War. So guys, if you like this video, give me your rankings of the MCU, and stay tuned for part 2 of this session. Alright guys, thank you for watching. You are the best, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you like everything you see and you agree, click right here and join me in the Batman family. I will have more Batman-tastic reviews on the way. You have been warned. Till then, ciao.